Have you ever picked up a book thinking you knew exactly what you were getting into, only to find yourself completely blindsided, just hit by its depth and emotional punch?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, today we're embarking on an exploration, a deep dive into a novel that masterfully does just that.
Yeah, we're getting into Gail Honeyman's celebrated 2017 debut, Eleanor Oliphant, is completely fine.
Yeah.
It's a book that didn't just win the Costa Debut Novel Award. It really captured the hearts of millions, and for a very good reason.
Definitely. And for this journey, we've pulled together, the comprehensive Wikipedia overview, a really thoughtful review I found from Linda's book bag, plus various critical takes to give us a full picture.
Right.
So our mission today really is to unpack how this story, which starts with this outwardly, ordinary woman, becomes this extraordinary journey. Yeah. Healing, connection, profound self-discovery. It's just such a powerful narrative. It challenges how we see things, showing us the quiet strength of small kindnesses and the hidden struggles people carry, beneath that perfectly composed surface.
It truly is. This story, at its heart, it asks us to look closer, to dig a bit beneath appearances. And it all starts with Eleanor herself.
Okay, let's unpack this introduction to Eleanor then. She's, 29, a finance clerk in Glasgow, super intelligent, apparently nails the Daily Telegraph crossword daily, has a classics degree.
Yeah, quite the background.
Right. Yet she's also portrayed as really socially awkward and living this starkly solitary life. What's Honeyman doing, presenting such a contrast right from the beginning?
Well, that contrast is absolutely key, isn't it? It tells us immediately there's this significant disconnect between her smarts, her intellectual side, and her emotional or social world.
Yep.
And what's fascinating is the detail Honeyman gives us about her isolated life. Her existence is so meticulously timetabled, it's routine. Wearing the same clothes day in, day out, eating the exact same lunch, and routinely polishing off 2 bottles of vodka every single weekend.
Wow. 2 bottles.
Yeah. And you quickly learn she takes zero interest in her appearance, hasn't cut her hair since she was 13.
13.
Right. It's not just a quirky detail. It's an immediate signal of this deep-seated disengagement from herself, from others.
And yet, despite all this, she constantly describes herself as absolutely fine, often blaming others, right?
Yeah.
Their underdeveloped social skills when things get awkward.
Exactly.
It's such a powerful facade, isn't it? She projects this image to herself and, everyone else. But how do other people see it? Do they buy it?
Well, that facade is definitely challenged, wouldn't you say? Her colleagues, for instance, they don't seem to buy it entirely. They nickname her Wacko Jocko or Harry Potter.
Ouch.
Yeah. And in turn, Eleanor just dismisses them, calls them shirkers and idiots.
So it's mutual.
Totally. It's this vicious cycle of social disconnect. Really highlights how isolated she is. Neither side is making any real effort to, bridge that gap.
What I found really interesting reading that Linda's book bag review was how many readers initially felt, indifferent towards Eleanor, or even underwhelmed. It almost feels like a risk, doesn't it? For a debut author, presenting a main character who isn't immediately likable, but the review calls it a brilliant technique. What makes it so effective, do you think?
That's precisely the genius of it, I think. Honeyman isn't trying to make us fall instantly in love with Eleanor. That initial reaction from the reader, it perfectly mirrors the prejudice, the lack of understanding Eleanor faces in her own world.
Okay, I see.
It's a deliberate choice pulling you into her experience. It makes your journey as a reader run parallel to her characters. You start out maybe judging her a bit, just like her colleagues do.
Right.
And then you're subtly but powerfully forced to confront your own assumptions. It's a masterful way to make you empathize through, shared experience, rather than just telling you to feel sorry for her.
So as the story goes on, those carefully built walls she has start to show cracks. We begin to get these hints of a really traumatic past that, explains so much.
Indeed. Yeah. Gradually, we learn these details, like her badly scarred face. The fact her father is unknown, a childhood spent bouncing around foster care and children's homes.
Tough start.
Really tough. And there's also mention of a 2-year abusive relationship she went through as a student. These aren't just, backstory details. They're crucial puzzle pieces. Each one a stark reminder of the instability, the trauma that's defined her life, leaving marks both physical and emotional.
And then there's that chilling detail. The weekly 15-minute phone calls with her mother, who's supposedly locked away somewhere in some institution. And the mother's described as manipulative, vindictive. What does that add to our understanding of Eleanor's, psychological landscape?
Oh, that immediately flags up this crucial question, doesn't it? About the profound, often damaging impact just one relationship can have on our whole perception of ourselves, of the world.
Right.
Her mother's manipulative influence, even from afar, it's not just background noise. It's a stark illustration of how early trauma, emotional abuse can dictate an adult's entire reality.
Yeah.
It creates these psychological scars that go way beyond just social awkwardness.
So it traps her.
Yeah, it kind of traps Eleanor in this perpetual state of childhood victimhood, always seeking approval, but at the same time always bracing for cruelty. It's awful.
Then, in a pretty unexpected turn, Eleanor develops this crush on a local band singer, Johnny Lohman, after winning concert tickets.
Right, the singer.
And she becomes absolutely convinced he's the love of her life,
Huh.
husband material. It's quite a leap, isn't it, for someone so isolated?
It is a massive leap, and it's such a pivotal moment. It signals Eleanor's desperate, almost naive yearning for connection. What's fascinating here is the extreme makeover she undertakes.
Oh, yeah, the makeover.
Totally, in anticipation of meeting him. We're talking bikini wax, manicure, haircut the first since she was 13, remember?
Incredible.
New clothes, even makeup advice from Bobby Brown. These are completely unprecedented acts for her. It highlights how powerful this imagined connection is, how it briefly gets her moving, shedding years of self-neglect, all for the hope of romantic love. It speaks volumes about that deep, unfulfilled need.
It's quite something. Going from no haircut in 16 years to a Bobby Brown consultation. I mean, we've maybe all been there with a crush, a little bit. But for Eleanor, it's truly monumental.
Definitely.
But the real turning point, the actual catalyst for change, it isn't the crush, is it?
No, not really.
It happens when Eleanor and her new colleague, Raymond Gibbons, they see an elderly man, Sammy Tom, collapse in the street.
Raymond, the IT guy.
Right. And Raymond insists on helping, which leads to this embryonic friendship, as the book calls it, between Eleanor, Raymond, and Sammy's grateful family. This really highlights the unexpected power of just a simple act of kindness.
That's such a great point. That scene really underscores a core theme of the novel, the transformative power of genuine human connection, especially when it arises unexpectedly through selfless acts, completely outside Eleanor's meticulously planned but still isolated world.
Yeah.
Raymond's persistence, his refusal to let her just be a bystander, it breaks through her ingrained resistance to, well, intimacy. It shows us that true connection often isn't sought out, but found through shared humanity. It's a profound lesson on how even small gestures can dismantle years of emotional armor.
And as we move forward, the carefully managed world Eleanor built, it really starts to unravel, doesn't it? That Johnny Lohman illusion shatters, and it triggers something far deeper.
It does. The concert, which Eleanor had built up so much, it becomes this moment of shattering disillusionment. He moons the audience, apparently.
Like, oh dear.
Yeah, and she realizes he's absolutely not the idealized soulmate she imagined. But more disturbingly, there's a dry ice effect on stage, and it triggers these profound, disturbing recollections of a traumatic fire in her past. So it isn't just a bad date ending badly. It's a direct line back to deeply buried trauma. It illustrates how sensory triggers can just unexpectedly reawaken these dormant psychological wounds.
And this sends her into a deep spiral. She retreats, goes on a 3-day drinking binge, starts preparing for a suicide attempt, hoarding painkillers, a bread knife, drain cleaner. It's a truly dark moment. Exposes the full extent of her despair, her vulnerability. Shows us just how close she is to the edge.
But Raymond's intervention is absolutely crucial here. It's a testament to the quiet strength of just consistent care.
Right. He checks on her.
Yeah, sent by their boss. He finds her in a terrible state, helps clean her up, and provides consistent visits. Doesn't push, just shows up. Even brings her an abandoned cat for company later on.
Okay.
Yeah. And this consistent, unwavering support without judgment, without expectation, is exactly what she needs at her absolute lowest point. It's such a powerful portrayal of how consistent, simple kindness, not grand gestures, can pull someone back from the brink.
From there, Eleanor starts down a path towards getting professional help. She visits a GP, gets referred to a mental health counselor.
Take the steps.
Yeah. And eventually ends those imagined weekly calls with her mother. It's a journey of actively dismantling her own coping mechanisms. But the biggest shock, that's still to come.
And this is where The narrative just completely recontextualizes everything you thought you knew.
Yeah.
It demonstrates the profound capacity of the human mind to protect itself from unbearable truth.
Go.
Her full harrowing childhood story finally emerges. At age 10, her mother deliberately started a house fire, intending to kill both Eleanor and her 4-year-old sister, Marianne.
Oh, my cow.
Her mother and Marianne died in that fire, and Eleanor Oliphant isn't even her birth name. It's a new legal identity given to protect her.
Wow.
And those weekly phone calls with her mother, entirely in Eleanor's imagination, a protective fantasy she constructed. It's just a devastating revelation. It forces us and her to reevaluate every single detail of her life up to that point.
Wow. That revelation absolutely floored me when I read it. It completely reshapes your understanding of her entire character, her past behavior. You suddenly realize the depth of her psychological scars, the true weight of her being fine.
Exactly.
It shifts from seeing her as maybe just quirky or socially awkward to understanding the profound, deeply embedded trauma she's been carrying all along.
It's an incredibly powerful twist, one that doesn't just shock, but truly drives home the novel's core themes. That profound loneliness, the devastating impact of hidden trauma, and ultimately the redemptive power of genuine human connection.
Yeah.
It forces you to revisit every interaction, every eccentric habit, and understand them not as flaws, but as desperate coping mechanisms for unimaginable pain. It's just a brilliant example of how a novel can entirely shift your perception of its characters.
So let's maybe zoom out a bit and talk about those core themes, the impact and the enduring legacy of this incredible book.
Sure, if we connect this to the bigger picture, the novel powerfully explores loneliness as this, pervasive modern condition, the insidious nature of prejudice, and the long, hard road of trauma recovery.
Right.
But equally important are the profound impact of small, consistent acts of kindness and the essential life-saving need for genuine friendship and mental health support. These aren't just abstract ideas. They're vividly brought to life through Eleanor's journey,
Absolutely. And what's fascinating here is Gail Honeyman's personal inspiration for the story. She shared in an interview, didn't she, that she read a newspaper article about a young woman who wouldn't speak to another human being from Friday night to Monday morning.
Yeah, I remember reading that.
Honeyman was struck by this, especially as it challenged common media portrayals of youth.
Eh.
The idea that life in your 20s is just one big, long party.
Right. Not always the case.
Definitely not. This little seed of an idea blossomed into Eleanor's character, highlighting a more pervasive yet often hidden reality of loneliness.
That insight is so crucial. It also raises an important question about how we, as a society, perceive and address loneliness, particularly maybe among younger people. And Honeyman intentionally crafted Eleanor as an unreliable narrator. This isn't just some clever literary trick, it's central to the book's power.
How so?
Well, it means we, as readers, are initially seeing the world through her distorted lens. It forces us to constantly question what's real and what's a coping mechanism, shaped by her profound psychological scars and, frankly, her lack of self-awareness. It makes us active participants in uncovering her truth.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's also masterful how Honeyman uses humor, isn't it? To lighten things, to contrast with these darker themes. It stops the story becoming overwhelmingly bleak.
Definitely.
Creates such a unique kind of bittersweet tone,
Right.
allows for moments of lightness even amidst the profound sadness.
It certainly does. That tonal balance is crucial to the book's success, I think. And the novel has also been identified as a significant example of uplifting literature, focused on kindness, compassion, hope.
Ah, yes, uplift.
Eleanor Oliphant is widely credited with significantly raising the popularity of this genre. People noticed a marked rise in similar novels on bestseller lists after its publication. It really tapped into a desire for stories that, they acknowledge struggle, but ultimately offer a sense of redemption and connection.
And the critics certainly noticed. The reception was overwhelmingly positive. Jenny Colgan for The Guardian called it a narrative full of quiet warmth and deep and unspoken sadness with a wonderful, joyful, ultimate message that really captures its essence, I feel.
And Alan Massey of The Scotsman highlighted the book's unusual emphasis on the importance of kindness. He even drew comparisons to Jane Austen, suggesting it depicts the moral education of its heroine.
Jane Austen, high praise.
Indeed. And Sarah Gilmartin in the Irish Times described Eleanor as one of the most unusual and thought-provoking heroines of recent contemporary fiction. These aren't just empty accolades. They speak to the novel's ability to resonate deeply, not just as entertainment, but as a commentary on the human condition.
And it definitely didn't go unnoticed by the awards committees either. It won the prestigious 2017 Costa Debut Novel Award. And then, in 2018, it swept 3 British Book Awards. Debut Book of the Year, Overall Winner, which was chosen by public vote, interesting.
Oh, wow. Public vote?
Yeah. And Marketing Strategy of the Year, that's incredible for a debut. Shows both critical and popular appeal.
And beyond the page, the success just kept going. The audiobook, narrated by Kathleen McCarran, won the 2018 U.S. Audio Award for Fiction. Publishers Weekly described her performance as award-worthy and, by turns, comical and utterly heartbreaking.
She really captured the voice.
Absolutely. Her narration truly brought Eleanor's distinctive voice to life for millions of listeners.
And, of course, the big screen beckoned. Reese Witherspoon's company, Hello Sunshine, snapped up the film rights back in May 2017, and MGM later joined the production.
So we might see it soon.
Hopefully. Eleanor's unique and powerful story is destined for an even wider audience, bringing its message of hope and connection to new viewers.
You know, our deep dive into Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine really reveals how Gail Honeyman just masterfully crafted this narrative. It initially allows us to judge, maybe, then gently pulls back the curtain to expose this profound vulnerability, incredible resilience, and the transformative power of genuine human connection.
Yeah.
It teaches us, perhaps more profoundly than many other books, that, well, we never truly know what others have experienced or what they have dealt with. Such a simple but powerful message.
It really is. This story encourages you, the listener, to maybe question your own assumptions about the people you encounter every day, to consider the hidden battles others might be fighting. It's a powerful reminder to look beneath the surface, to extend grace, and to recognize the quiet acts of courage that often go unseen.
Absolutely. This journey with Eleanor Oliphant leaves us with a truly powerful question, I think. In a world that's often so quick to label and dismiss, what small, consistent acts of kindness can we offer? Acts that might unexpectedly change someone's entire world, or maybe even just shift our own perception of what it truly means to be completely fine.